Everybody, Jay and Manion here. It is September 2nd, 2025. First day for the NPC News Online Road to the Olympia. And the next 30 days, we're going to have, if everyone shows up, over 60 Olympians come through this gym. And I'm still going to be on the road traveling, doing pictures too. But up first, the real Lois Lane herself.
Hey guys, real Lois Lane, Rachel Daniels, 3-time Women's Physique Olympian. We're here in Pittsburgh, and I'm the first of many on the road to the Olympia this year.
Okay, so this is, how many times here this year now?
Gosh, I mean, we came once before Pittsburgh, then we came back at Pittsburgh, so this is my third.
And for more than 3 years, I tried to get her here. Now I can't get rid of her.
Now I'm coming once a month.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come after the Olympia too, for some reason.
Yeah, and since she's here at the real Lois Lane, I have my Invicta Superman watch on. I just thought that was
good energy for the.
Thought it was appropriate for that.
And we matched as always.
Yeah, this is what's crazy is we did not plan this coordination.
We never do. We both just have impeccable style, so it happens.
I'll just say what she said.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel.
Yes.
So we are, what, 6 weeks to the Olympia?
Yeah, 6.5-ish, right?
How you feeling?
I feel good. It's definitely a little bit less stressful of a prep than my Pittsburgh prep. So I haven't had any major injuries or run-ins with dogs or anything like that.
Well, I just asked her before we started how her arm was.
Yeah, last show I had a little dog attack 12 weeks out that I had to maneuver through. So I don't want to say this prep feels a little boring, but there's not as much chaos as last time.
No drama, thank goodness.
Yeah, no drama. So that's good. Training in my home gym, things have been going good, and this time just focusing on hitting that top 3, which I think is completely doable given how I showed up at Pittsburgh. So my coach is great. We have a good flow going, and yeah, just keeping stress low and kind of tapering back the work a little bit. Now my cardio is coming down. My posing usually goes up when my cardio comes down. And then we just get there in one piece, you know?
That's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
literally. So we're very excited. And I always like coming out here, you know, you get some nerves and, you know, you're practicing your posing every day and you just want to make sure that everything's in a good spot. So coming out here always gives me a little bit of drop in anxiety, just seeing, you know, Bill, Tyler, you guys getting that final head nod and some last bit of good feedback of what we can really push to come in at our absolute best.
Yeah. And we've got a I'd say pretty kind of hardcore day today, right?
Yeah. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, we got Martin and Brett and Alexis here also.
Yes. Yeah, and Martin and I used to train together. Martin, Keon, and I used to all train together in Texas. We had some crazy workouts, and Brett and I have done some guest posings together, so it's always good when we get to, we all, you know, we're all so isolated. We all live around the country, so it's always cool when we get to run into each other and do some fun bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, I said we'll kick off day 1 with a pretty good lineup here.
Pretty good crew.
All-star lineup.
Yeah, all-star lineup. Yeah. Do it
All
big.
right. So with the arm and everything, so was there anything else that was affecting you training from that?
Like when it happened, I mean, I had stitches, so my biggest concern was not ripping them open with my training. So I did a lot of like cuff stuff, and I had to revamp a lot of exercises. I would take like wrist wraps, but put them over my stitches so that it held it in place. So once we got the stitches out and I got rid of my staph infection that I had in my arm, it was pretty good. I mean, my prep was kind of, you know, we weren't training harder as prep went on. It was kind of easing up on the weights anyway. So by the end, I was okay. The outside's healed really good. The inside is still healing. And obviously my healing rate is a little slower because I'm not just resting my arm. I'm still training. So I just have to be mindful. If I go a little too heavy, sometimes it gets swollen, like on a really heavy back day or a pull day or something like that. But for the most part, I've been okay. I hurt my neck pretty bad, like a month and a half ago. So I was out of the gym for like
What did you do?
2.5 weeks. I don't exactly know. I woke up one day. I was doing, Joe Bennett was helping me with my training for a while, and he had me on some really hard, like 5-6 rep maxes, which was really heavy stuff, almost like powerlifting style. And I think it was towards the end of the programming when we'd been doing that for probably a month, and I think I needed a rest day that week. I was feeling a little fatigued and stuff, but bodybuilders were like, no, just do it anyway. So I had a back day, and the next day I just woke up and I like couldn't really get out of bed. Like my neck hurt so bad, and I already have like my spinal surgery and other stuff, so my neck's one of the parts that's not fused. So I think it just took a load the wrong way. Probably have some herniated discs just from over the years, but so I was out for like 3.5 weeks totally from the gym.
You had to be going stir crazy. I know you.
I was going insane. You know how everybody's like, oh, just relax. And you're like, no, I do bodybuilding because it keeps me sane.
This is how you relax.
Yeah, that's my relax. And I couldn't pose or I couldn't like take a walk. I was just kind of like sitting there, like twiddling my thumbs. So I'm absolutely glad that's over. And I did take it easy. And thankfully, once again, it was right around 12 weeks when the dog bite happened too. So it's always something around 12 weeks that I have to overcome. But yeah, we're in the clear of that. My neck feels great. I'm posing really hard. My Olympia routine is almost done, and it's really, really cool. So I'm super excited.
And I'm smart enough not to ask her about it because it's going to be a surprise for everybody.
It's definitely going to be a surprise. I definitely can say with 100% confidence it's going to be the coolest routine on the Olympia stage. So I'm excited.
So the question is, how many other routines are you choreographing for other people for the Olympia?
There's going to be a lot of Lois Lane on stage at the Olympia. There was a lot of Lois Lane on stage at Pittsburgh. I have, some of the classic guys, some of the open guys. Andrea Shaw, I always do her routine. I've done Derek Lunsford's routine a couple years. Obviously, like the bikini girls, I'm not doing their fun. They don't have a finals routine. Women's physique, it's funny. People are like, I can't believe you do like routines for the girls you're competing with, but I do a lot of the women's physique routines out there. So obviously, it's going to be I try to tailor the routines to every athlete's style. So it's not specifically something like that I would do, but you can usually watch a Lois Lane routine and see me in there.
So we're going to be like every third person.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'm going to be texting Gilco a lot for footage, for sure. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited the bigger open guys have been giving me more of a chance over the years to give them some choreography and bring back the old school era posing that we love so much, and just make the finals come alive again.
Well, we won't mention names because we were talking off camera. There's a few guys that she should work with posing, but we'll just drop it there.
Yep, and I'll probably hear my phone ringing a couple weeks after the Olympia.
Let's see if they feel the vibe through here.
Yeah, so there's one way to learn. You go out there, do your thing, and I'm sure my phone will be ringing not too long after that.
Yeah. All right, so of course the other loaded question I'm always going to ask is, so next May, you're going to be back here again to compete?
Yes, I'm definitely going to come back for Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is going to be a staple in my competitive career from now on. It was so amazing. I was talking to Marcus about it out there. Pittsburgh was out of this world. I think it was better than any Olympia I've even done. We were saying, the sound was like concert style, the lighting, the way we had us come out for our routines with the darkness and the walk up, very dramatic, very Olympia, very cool. And the crowd was great, the expo was great, and most importantly, the athletes were treated really well. And, some pro shows, you don't always see that, unfortunately, but we were all treated like kings and queens. It was a smooth show. It ran well. We all got our time. There was no hiccups. So, and they rewarded, there was a lot of people who invested in the show, put up some really good money so that the athletes could be rewarded. And, in a time where women's physique isn't in as many shows, we're getting pulled from bigger shows that we all really like to do, like the Arnold and stuff. Pittsburgh really stepped up and gave women's physique a home and kind of said we care about you guys and we want you guys to do your thing. So we're really, I love it, and I'll show my support back by coming back out.
Well, a couple years ago when my father was looking to add it was his idea to bring women's physique in.
Yeah, then that's amazing.
The Prez himself.
Yeah, you have a lot of people who say they support women's bodybuilding, but you get up and do something about it. That really shows that you support women's bodybuilding. So I'm definitely grateful. And, Sarah obviously has done amazing stuff and stepped in with you guys to help women's physique. And it's just a great show. And great.
So today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. I'm so fried from all the flights and everything.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, Thursday. So 3 days she'll be here.
That's awesome. I love her. I used to live out in Texas. When I was in Texas training with Martin, I used to work at her gym. So we spent a lot of time together, and she's been a good role model for me and just an absolute animal next to train near. So she's great. Ambassador for our sport.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So is there anyone else you want to give a shout out to while we're here?
Definitely want to give a shout out to my gym, MI40 in Tampa, where I've done all my Olympia preps. Helped me a lot through my injuries. Everybody there. Kenny Wallach. Even though I'm a top posing coach myself, I try to remain humble.
Someone has to teach the coach.
Somebody's got to teach the coach, and Kenny's always, Kenny pulled me after I first did Junior USAs. We always laugh about it. He saw me do Junior USAs, and he knew I was doing New York Pro the next couple of days because he told me to, and he was like, "Hey, can you meet me at this hotel like in South Carolina?" And I was like, "Okay." And I've never met him, and he like moved all the equipment and like he's like pushing the treadmills and stuff in this little room, and it's like, Kenny, he's like so dramatic, and he's like, all right, you're a good poser, but like that shit's not gonna fly in the IFBB. We got to get you ready in like 6 days. And so he changed all my poses, got me ready for New York Pro. We won New York Pro, and ever since then we've worked together nonstop. So we're bringing some really cool new stuff for prejudging at the Olympia that we're really excited about. And my coach Andrew Vu, who I recently got with last year, and Pittsburgh was our first show together, which was awesome. And we won our show in Louisiana after that. So this will be our first Olympia together, and he's really just changed bodybuilding for me and done a lot for me. So yeah, and obviously I want to thank the IFBB, Tyler, Bill, you, Batman, always having us out here, giving us a home, and just giving us an opportunity, because I don't think you guys realize it. It's scary to come out here and be like, get in a room in your underwear and let the best guys look at you. But it's like, we're about to do the same thing at the Olympia in front of a lot more people. And
they're 5 feet in front of you instead of like a couple, like 20 yards away.
Yeah, so even though I come here obviously a little nervous because I care, I always leave here feeling like an extra bit of confidence, just knowing, Tyler knows how I look. He gave me this advice. Bill's here, everyone's here, and they're kind of giving you that last head nod of keep doing your thing. Yeah. So it's awesome that we have these opportunities, and I'm excited to train on that new tech equipment because I really like it.
Yeah, because what happened was during the Arnold this year, they came in and they replaced a lot of the machines with the newer versions of them.
Yeah, they're insane. Like that tricep one, I wish I had that because I've never felt my triceps work on that, and I'm gonna get back on that one, but. Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. So. And
listen, I always like to hold over her head, and it's pretty easy about the New York Pro.
Yes.
She was very combative to me that day. She literally thought I was insane.
I thought you were messing with me. I was like, is this guy's either like picking a joke on me, or he really thinks I can do this?
Because that was the pandemic year.
Yeah.
Okay, so New York Pro was going to be in Tampa.
Everything was.
And who lives down the street?
Me.
And I said to her, are you going to do that? Because it was the week after.
Yeah, it was 6 days after.
And she's like, I can't do that. I'm like, so you're going to go watch it. You're sitting in the audience. You're going to kick yourself in the ass and say, I could have been up there. I could have done well. I could have won that.
Yeah. And I did it on camera in an interview just like this. No pressure. No, it was insane. COVID, everyone's like, yeah, COVID was the worst year. But for my bodybuilding career, COVID was the best year. I got my pro card. New York Pro was in Tampa, and then they were like, "Oh, by the way, also the Olympia is going to be in Orlando, which is an hour away from you." So
it all worked out.
It really did. I was just, I drove to New York Pro, won. I drove back home and got in my bed, went to sleep. It was.
And the thing was that we weren't using muscleware there, and so I had told her how you have to call. You literally had to call the office on Monday so they could expedite everything.
You guys did. That was amazing. They were like, got me officially into the IFBB in 12 hours to make it happen, Teresa and you and everybody. So we'll never forget that story.
And how'd you do there?
I did it very well. I got number 1, and I did my first Olympia 3 or 4 months later, and then I got 7th. So
she knew I was a little crazy, but I was right. And I always like to remind her of that.
He was. So now when we always take JM's suggestions very highly and seriously since then. So,
And of course, we had the comic book connection.
oh yeah. I mean, obviously, we love each other because it's Batman and Lois Lane. Every time we get together, it's a.
I think my first question on the interview was, why the real Lois Lane?
Yeah, you were ready for that. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, this guy really likes comics. Hell yeah. So,
All right.
we're excited.
That's it. Road to the Olympia. Day 1, athlete 1.
Hopefully, number 1.
All right. So Jay and Manion,
Rachel Daniels, aka the real Lois Lane.
sign up for NPCNewsOnline.com. We look forward to seeing you at the Olympia.